I believe it'll be, the 4th of July, there's going to be lots of fireworks. I mean, the fireworks are going to start at night, of course, right? And I think he's going to be flying, if he's not there already, at Mount Rushmore. I think that's where the speech is going to be held. This is what I'm understanding. I think that, all the patriots and, people will be there. It's going to be a huge celebration. I believe, the commander-in-chief, along with, many other patriots, will be saying what they have to say. So, yeah, I mean, maybe Robert F. Kennedy's going to be announcing, everything that he's doing, and the thing going on with, that Gitmo tribunals are going after Big Pharma. The food industry is going to be stomped out because of what they've been doing. And we Canadians are one of the Americans. Yes, we are. You can call it 51st. I don't care what you want to call it. You can call it Canadian State of America. But, we've had this thrown in our face as long as I've been on this planet. We've had, United States of America. Okay? You can call it the, United Canada of America. United Canada of America, if you want. We're part of the Americas, and so is Greenland. It's a very, very strategic point up through the Northwest Passage. That's why, we had no, the Canadians, as lovely people they are, they had no, means of and finances to protect the Northwest Passage the way they should have had it. I mean, everything that we did, the cabal had controlled, going back to the, the beautiful jet that was built, back in the 50s. They dismantled it because it was too powerful. And, we have great inventors up here. We have great scientists up here. But it's all been taken control by the, NACIs. Which are, they're dancing in the same, they're all in line with the CCP. They want control. That was what their whole objective was. They wanted control, right? So they're not getting it. They're not getting control. Anyways, lots to talk about. 4th of July. This is where the rubber meets the road. This is where the, humanity starts receiving and starts revving up their engines. Okay? We're going to drop the clutches, and we're going to drop the clutches on humanity. Okay? And we're going to be burning rubber from here on in. MK Ultra is now gone. Well, you know what? Our biggest war is first identifying the enemy, first identifying what they always tried to do behind, under the veil, or behind the veil. Yes. So we have a big celebration that's going to be happening. I mean, this is happening now. I believe that you're going to start seeing the release of technologies. Yeah. Yes. Very good. We have to praise and say prayers for all our Marines and all our very, very brave military people. They have worked extremely hard. Yeah. So today, like I says, I think the medbed release is going to happen. I believe there's going to be you're going to get your health back, you're going to get your money back, you're going to get your consciousness back, your telomeres, your DNA, your different layers of DNAs all kind of come back to you. It's all going to come back to us. And this is what the Galactics are so excited about, to watch how our world is going to be transformed. Actually, a buddy of mine found this hat in the dump. or it was going to go to the dump or something like that. And he grabbed it and we traded it. He knew I wanted it. So, and I want to salute him for thinking about me. Yes, England's going through some growing pains, but I think that's all about to stop. It's, yeah, we're having to go through the pain because the global alliance is allowing this to happen to, number one, expose, plus, but they are watching close. So what I might say before I get into anything else, I just want everybody, especially in Europe, and I want all the patriots out there, especially maybe the retired guys, the retired guys that are, fairly decent shape. I'm, like it says, I'm well over 60, but, guys that are 50, 60 or whatever and have time on their hands, go to the schools, go to the elementary schools, go to the grade schools, okay? Especially in Europe and UK, France and whatever, okay? I really beg you out to go there and protect the young girls, because we have grooming gangs, mainly Pakistani and other Northern African gangs that are basically rape gangs, and they need protection. And you don't have to have a pew-pew to defend them. You just have to have a nice, short Louisville up the sleeve, or anything that will be there, or some bear spray, or whatever. You can use hornet spray, whatever you can get out of the store. Something that can, inject some very nasty, stinky stuff. Excited for Trump's speech. Yes, I am. Yeah, I am too. Yeah, it's going to be financial freedom soon. I think we're in it now. I think the celebration is going to go on from today on through till at least next year. It's going to be 365 days of fun. Yeah. So what I'm saying is that it's extremely important. Like, once we recognize the real enemies, we have to have patriots out there to stomp it out. I believe that with the new Freedom Act, there's going to be no more what do you call it? Corrupt elections, so to speak. Yeah, all of it's going to come down. I mean, all of it's in. You're going to be able to do your voting right through your phone, because your phone will have the frequency tied to your frequency. Okay, so nobody else will be able to get into it. They can. I mean, you can give it to somebody, the phone, and it'll just shut down. Yeah. Yeah, well, your health is going to come back. I get what you're saying. We're in it to win it, right? Yeah, that's what's happening. We've already won, 90% of this thing. All we have is a bunch of lefty lunatics running around with their heads chopped off. No brain cells. Absolutely, completely controlled. And you could tell. I mean, when you ask them a question, their eyes are like this. They don't know, because you're asking them a question, and that way their handler, as soon as they know that we're trying to interact with them, their handlers will come in and separate the interview. I see FB ads for med beds, yeah, but that's all okay. The ads for the med beds are out there. If they charge you money, just don't get involved, because it's all part of that's all the scamming that's going on. Yes, happy 4th from Indonesia. And you know what? God bless everybody over in Indonesia right now. I know that the rupiah will revalue. I know that, a lot's going on in Indonesia right now. And our prayers are with you. I know you're dealing with earthquakes and volcanoes, as what the Philippines are doing. But God bless y'all. And we're all praying that we're going to get through this. Yeah. Grief for the loss of the old system has passed. You know what? The thing is, it's like kind of, I don't know. There's not really words to describe how I feel about, the good things that are coming. and all your cats and all your dogs and all your pets and your horses, anything that's suffering out there, it's all going to stop. You're going to be able to get your loved ones and your love animals and into a healing chamber, and nobody's going to suffer on this planet anymore. And we still have open arms for the lunatic left, unless they have done some very evil things with the little ones. Then you're not going to get any reprieve. There will be no quarter for you. Okay? And this is why I tip my hats and I salute the operations going down and the mindset of the great state and the people inside Idaho. The great state of Idaho, it's a wonderful place. Yeah, that's one of the alarms going off there. Somebody's tripped the alarm up in the industrial area. And this is what goes on, right? Sorry about that, folks. It will go off and it will stay on for a bit, but just hang in there. Deep dives, yeah. All the cats and dogs are going to be into a med bed as well. Yes, you have no grief for the old system. That's what you were trying to say. Appreciate it. Yes. Yeah, I mean, the old system was there it was all designed to destroy you, to keep everybody sick and, short lives. Yeah. What about our pets? Our pets are going to be just fine. Yeah, they will be able to go into crystalline chambers, and there's going to be age regression. We're all going to be looking like we're 30 years old again. And I'll tell you why. It's because if you have God's consciousness in you and you want to help other people and you are doing service to God, service for God, for your fellow man and woman, then you are going to be in priority to be pushed forward, to have the energy and the health to do the things that you want to do. Yes, they've always maintained that. So yes, you're going to be rewarded for the kind things that you do. It's not going to be like what the gators, reptiles tried to do was reward you for the more evil you did, the more reward you got. And Christ consciousness of this righteous people of this planet are now going to be rewarded for the kindness that you have and you possess. That's why the negatives are not going to be rewarded. They've already been picked out. They already know who they are. And it doesn't matter what they say, what they do. That's why I know deep in my heart that all I have for them now is, prayers. It's all I have for them. Because, I know what God is doing right now. And He's purging, and there's going to be things that are happen that it's going to be, related to the Bible, and all that has to be rewritten as well as too. It all has to be rewritten. That's why they went in there and did the things and recovered everything out of the Vatican when they did, and it's all being looked after and rewritten based on the old scriptures. Okay, there's not going to be no manipulation by man. Okay, we know at one time, Jesus Christ walked this planet. And that's just the way it is. But it has been manipulated and influenced by many different minds over the last 2,000 years. Independence Day it started last night. I mean, I've been enjoying Independence Day for some 10 years now because of what's going on. I see where this was going, and I'm basically here as a messenger to help everybody get through the very, you know, different things that are going to be happening on this planet. Yeah. Are we going to meet General Patton? Maybe so. I know we had some film out there on Dr. Trump, you know, trying to help all the lefties on there with their Trump derangement syndrome, which was very comical. Yeah. Yes, Chambers will regrow animal legs and limbs. There will be no more paralyzed people, no more autism. There will be no more people who get their eyes back. I mean, I got friends with eyes that are, you know, that were blown out and stuff like that, just through accidents and you know, I mean, I know vets that you know, that are there that you know, are living a pretty comfortable life, that stayed in the Philippines. They did very well. The vets that came back to America and stuff like that, they have a lot of struggles going on because of the constant warfare against them and for what they did back in the day. Praise God. My son's healing will manifest. Yes. Yes, this is extremely exciting. I got my, you know, the hairs on the back of my neck. I got goosebumps, right? Just thinking about what's coming. That's where I'm at. This is, yeah, the stock market will crash. Yes. It's all going to crash. It's all the dollar, you know, the pound, the euro is all going to, yeah. See, the thing is with people out there, right? They listen to too much cable and they are programmed. Maybe some are paid, but the PEDOs, and some are on here fighting for their lives, saying the things that they're saying, right? Because they know they're guilty of what they have done. They know there is going to be no reprieve. They have actually volunteers inside Idaho right now asking for volunteers to go into the firing squads, to volunteer for firing squads. Yeah. So it'll be the militia of the people of the great state of Idaho. And I commend them. I salute them for what they're doing. They're finally, I have a lot of contempt for what has happened because I am a victim. I am a victim of, Yes, I know Holland is a big PEDO land. Yes. And it's all over it's all over the world. I mean, my incidences go back when I was 6 and 7 years old, but when you've been traumatized like that as a child, you don't know about it at the time, but you can see as you grow up with this throughout your life, you're always going to be, not traumatized. Like I wasn't traumatized. It was here. It was something that was burned and branded in my brain. Right. So yes, of course I'm going to volunteer. Australia is full of them. Yes, I know. And they're fighting for their lives right now because they know they will not exist. There is the open season on them and it's going to be a very, very bad ending for them. Although we have taken the globalists' accounts and their ability to finance all their trafficking, and you know what I'm talking about, trafficking, that you can traffic anything, right? It's all coming down. This is coming down worldwide. It was just absolutely infested. There are, we've taken their power away. We've incarcerated them, all first 20 levels. We've incarcerated it. Now we're working on the street thugs and they're being cleaned up. And, we have to realize that the ICE that is out there, which we call NICE, is just trying to do their job. They're not going after, Americans or Canadians that have, or even people that have a landed immigrant visa card. They're not going after that. They're looking, you are a criminal if you come in illegally or overstay your visa, like I would overstay if I was in the Philippines, okay? The IRS took $7,000 from friend's account. Yeah, well, that's all going to come back. And they shouldn't have done that. Your friend should not have had the money in the account to begin with. Okay? I don't know why it's like me going out there and collecting all my eggs and putting them in a beautiful little basket and then leave it out front of the door of the fox den. I mean, think, people, please. Stop, that's exactly what you're doing. You own a house, you own land, you own a ranch. Now you're situated there, you're plunked down, and taking it from a guy. I've owned 65 or 66 properties inside of Canada. I don't own one now because in 2012 I seen what was coming. Okay, if you are situated and you are having, owning a piece of property with the cabal ruling over you of all the land, you are a target. You are a target not just for the CRA, IRS, but you're also a target for the mortgage brokers and banksters that want your land, okay? That's why there's 64 million properties, 64 million properties, homes, commercial, industrial, whatever, inside the United States right now that the banks own, but they can't even own that, and they're not paying taxes on it because the tax departments and the banks are in together with it, right? Yeah. IRS is still very much intact. No, they're not. No, they're basically, there's a lot of rogue IRS happening out there, and I would just ignore them. And if I owned a piece of property right now, I'd have it up for sale and sell it for whatever I could sell it for. That's what I'd be doing. Because if you don't have it, they can't take it. And you can certainly hide money, you can hide your ammo, you can hide everything. Anything you want, you can hide it. They're not going to come after you if you hide it, right? If they can't see it, they won't take it. Why is people still talking about the IRS? Yeah, just don't answer them. Thank you very much. Just don't, why are you in, let me change your number. Like, why do you have a landline? Like, a landline is a communication to the bad guys. I don't have a landline. If I want to talk to somebody, I can talk to people here, to all you patriots, right? Or if I need to talk to somebody, I'll just go on Messenger or we have a good community. I know Facebook's not perfect, but you know what? It's got Messenger and people can call anytime. There's lots of other, good apps out there that are coming, that, Signal's out there, Telegram. You can communicate with anybody. Just say, if you want to get a hold of somebody, you say, okay, well, are you on Telegram? Are you on Signal? Are you on Messenger? And that's how you can communicate. Yeah, I get LTRS from them monthly. Okay, so that's a letter. Okay, keep the letters if you want. I don't know why, but yeah, we're not here to sell things. We're not here to collect money. We're not here to ask for money. We are here as a free people to interact and exchange our intel, okay? And we're here to give support to our brothers and sisters out there. Yep. The farmers in Holland are under big problems with the government. And, I don't even know why they should, but why are you capitulating with them? I'm going to say something right now. Any gun law in the world is illegal. It's only because of the weak backbone of the people themselves and scared of their overling authorities that scare them into giving up their guns and their ammo. Okay? It doesn't make sense. We all have to, especially in the Americas right now, we all have to listen to patriots that have, common sense and logic, like Uncle Teddy. What does he say? I have been following Ted Nugent for many, many years. And he's a great patriot. They're trying to take away your God-given rights to hold and own and bear arms, whether it be open carry or concealed. It does not matter. You have the right to protect you, yourself, and your family. End of story. We wouldn't be in this mess right now if we were exercising our God-given rights. If we were exercising our God-given rights, we would not be in this mess the way we are right now. And I wouldn't be sitting here day after day saying the things that I'm saying. We would be enjoying life. Why did I move to the Philippines? I'm going to tell you why. I fell in love with the place. When I was 30 years old, I scoured it and I watched and how everything. It was not just the beautiful people. It was not just the beautiful food. It was not just the tropical climate. It was their constitution. I seen with my own eyes Catholic people with the faith of the Catholic people. Yes, at that time. But they also, owned and were able to bear arm. There were guns everywhere. They have 130 million people on 7,400 islands. Most of those islands are uninhabited, but Luzon and Mindoro and Cebu and Leyte, and there's many, many cities throughout the islands of the Philippines that hold most of the population. There's no real crime, and if there is hold-up crime, they are hunted down by my brother, which is the godfather of my son, and he takes care of all. He's one of many SWAT and detective SWAT operators that clean out these these corrupt pockets. I see exactly what's going on down there, and their system works. Their system works based on 130 million people, and along with not just the Christian Catholic people, but along with the Muslims that are down south. Yes, there's some radicals down there. Yes, but if you're not protected, you're a victim. It's the same thing as in what's in Canada and in the United States. They're attacking people that are attackable. They're not going to attack people that aren't attackable, as we are witnessing, right? So just remember, it is your God-given right to own and bear arms, okay? Whether you want to use them or not, take it somewhere and use it, and just to get used to it. You don't have to have a big pew-pew. You can have a little 9mm. Get your wife to learn. That's what I do. I take, and my brother, of the godfather, my son, will go out, and he's got a huge assortment, and we go out there, and and I will take my woman out there, and she'll play with the smaller ones. Okay, that's important because we're exercising our rights. Okay, I didn't want to get too far into that.